Hello students, welcome back to the class. Students, in the last class we talked about the solid state. But in today's class we are going to discuss about the liquid state and the gaseous state. So students, in liquids they do not have a definite shape but they have a definite volume. So why is this that they have a definite volume but no definite shape? It is because the molecules in liquids are less closely packed together in comparison to solids. In solids they were held together tightly, but in liquids they are slightly there is a space between them, and it is because the force of attraction between the molecules of liquids is actually less in comparison to solids. So that is why they actually do not have a definite shape but they have a definite volume. As I told you before, that if the force of attraction is higher, that means the molecules will be held tightly together, and if the force of attraction is actually is lower, then then the molecules will move apart from each other, and then the space between the molecules will be higher. So students, that is why actually in liquids the molecules have less force of attraction between each other, and they have a larger space between them in comparison to solid, and that is why liquids actually flow. And what are the properties of liquids? They have no definite shape. That is, if I put, there is activity given here, activity number 7 on page number 24. This property that liquids have no definite shape can be explained in this particular activity, in activity number 7. See, they have poured the water in glass, bowl and cup. So they have liquids have no definite shape. So it simply means then when we poured the water in the glass, the water occupied the shape of the glass. When we poured the water in the cup, it occupied the space. It actually adopted the space. It actually adopted the shape of the cup. When we poured it into the bowl, as you can see in activity number 7, page number 24, figure B, then what happened? Then water is actually taking the shape of that ball. Okay, so that means they have no particular shape. Next is they have a definite volume. As I told you, volume is actually the space which is occupied by the matter. So liquid has a definite volume. They can flow from higher to lower level. So liquids actually flow from the higher level where liquid is higher in level to the liquid where it is lower in level. They have only one free surface, which is the surface which is exposed to the air. Okay, so that surface which is exposed to the air is actually the free surface that they have. That is the only one free surface. Examples are given here of liquids like water, kerosene, milk, etc. Students, next is the gaseous state. So a gas has neither a definite shape nor a definite volume. And why it is? Because the molecules in the liquids are they are the intermolecular space is actually very large. If one molecule is there, the next molecule is there, the other molecule is there. So they have a very high space between them, and their intermolecular force of attraction is also very less. That is why they are not held together tightly. They are spaced apart with each other. The properties are they have no definite volume, as I told you. They do not have any definite shape. That this can be understood better in activity number 8. Suppose there are two jars. In first jar there is a smoke, and in the second jar there is no smoke. So if we are keeping the empty jar on the jar that has the smoke inverted, or keeping it inverted on it, so what will happen? The smoke will flow from the jar A to the jar B. That is, they actually occupy the available space. Okay, the gases occupies the available space. Suppose if I have a 1 glass water, and if I put it here in this room, in this large room, then what will happen? It will occupy only a certain space. That is its volume, a definite volume. But if I take a little gas and if I expose the gas here in this room, then what will happen? It will take all the area of it will flow in the whole of the room. Okay, so that is why they take the area, available area to them. They can be compressed inside a small container and can be spread into a large area, which I have just explained to you. gases exert equal pressure in all the directions. Have you ever inflated the balloon? So see, there are two kinds of balloons. Huh? First is the uninflated. The second is the inflated. Uninflated is the one in which we have not blown the air, and inflated is the one which we have blown the air in. Okay. So what happens when we blow the air in? When we are inflating a balloon, so what happens? It actually that balloon inflates in equally in all the directions. Why? Because the air that we are blowing in is actually exerting the pressure in all the directions. So that is why that particular balloon is actually taking a particular shape. And the examples are given here: hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. These all are the gases. So students, that's all for today's class. And here on page number 25, a table is given. And in this table, the properties are shown of solids, liquids, and gases. So you have to study this table very, very carefully. So when we meet in the next class, we will study further. Until then, take care. Bye.